It's Tuesday, November 17th, 2020, and Bitcoin has just broken $18,000. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe and like on the way in. I appreciate it. Let's jump into the video. This is Bitcoin on the 6-hour chart. We've been tracking this entire thing. We've hit a target. I want to jump into these charts shortly. Check the timestamps if that's all you want to see, but I want to just lay a couple things out there. The groundwork, foundational things. I tweeted earlier, people are getting 2017 nostalgia, but here's an important reminder. These prices were towards the end of the bull market in 2017. This time, they are the starting point. Go to a weekly chart, look at the zoomed out price of Bitcoin. Look at this. This was the top of the bull market in 2017, right? Plummeting into the bear market. This time around, we just broke the bull market doors. Bitcoin getting ready to enter a bull market. This is the beginning. This is a starting point. Another really cool thing, David Schwartz just tweeted a little bit ago. I really liked it. Go follow David Schwartz, by the way, on Twitter. DaddyCool1991. The crypto market cap just went over $500 billion. This will be a fraction of its total worth in the next 18 months. I 100% agree. Go to the total market cap chart. It just looks awesome. It just looks awesome. After just doing videos for so long, going into the bear market and just waiting for the bull market to ensue, to start to see some gains, to see the crypto market cap where it is right now, $500 billion. Again, similar, this was towards the end of the bull market, and as the crypto markets plummeted into the bear market. This is a different season, everyone. It's something to be very mindful of. And this is another one. So Litecoin Moses, right as I was getting ready to start this video, I saw this pop up on Twitter. Bull markets don't care about being overbought. And this, I like this tweet because this is very interesting to me. And I said, it's something we'll soon find out. It's something that I've just been watching on the charts. This hasn't been proven just yet, but I'm so curious with all the bullishness and the hype going on in Bitcoin, will the charts diverge from what they've done? And I've been talking about this probably for the last week, Bitcoin approaching this overbought territory on the weekly chart. And I want to bring that up real quick on this video because it's so important to track what's happening on the weekly. This is the area I'm talking about. Essentially, just above this 83 line on the RSI, you see in the middle of the screen, this momentum oscillator, Bitcoin approaching that area. Now, what we're looking for is really up to around 90 on the RSI, and we're getting there, right? You can see Bitcoin. This was towards the top of the bull markets. Also here was Bitcoin kind of after Bitcoin broke into the bull market, getting just this retracement, and you can see it on the charts, these huge dips. That's the overbought territory in the weekly that I haven't been concerned about, but I'm just keen to see, what does Bitcoin do? Will Bitcoin ignore this area? Because for the lifetime, and I'm zooming out a lot now on the chart, this is back in 2000, this is going back to 2012, for the lifetime of Bitcoin, when it enters this 80 to 90 area on the Bitcoin RSI, on the weekly, it retraces, right? It consolidates, it comes back down, and this is something I'm watching. And so I just thought it was really just a good tweet. Bitcoin, the bull markets don't care about being overbought, because it's something I'm just really curious to see if that actually holds true, because it would be amazing to go to a weekly chart and just, you see Bitcoin just going parabolic on this RSI, because it really hasn't happened in the sense of we don't get a huge dip, right? And it doesn't cool off for a second. So we're going to find out soon, I think, in the coming weeks ahead, if not days ahead. So that's something I wanted to point out in this video as Bitcoin's breaking $18,000 as I do this video. What I want to do in this video now is speaking to that. And listen, I am so hype on Bitcoin. I'm enjoying this. This is fun. But along the way, we're looking at the technicals, we're looking at the data, and we're looking at, now that we're approaching that overbought area we just saw on the weekly chart, and we're approaching this overextension areas that historically we've been using as data points and references to say, okay, resistance might be straight ahead. And that's what I've been talking about a lot in this video. So a good illustration of this, besides just looking at the weekly RSI and saying, hey, we're getting overbought, it's getting up there, be mindful of that. Besides that, I want to dig into how Bitcoin's interacting with these bull market doors here and how it did back then, right? In 2016 to 2017. I'm going to dig into this daily chart real quick to illustrate something for you. Bitcoin on the daily chart, right? This is Bitcoin entering the bull market doors, and you can see it happening. Bitcoin enters the bull market doors and just retraces back to the 618 line of those bull market doors before continuation. Now, if you look at how Bitcoin was overextended from the 786 line here of that Fibonacci retracement, this green rectangle you see, Bitcoin was around almost 20% overextended, meaning from this 786 line to where it finally hit resistance and came back down, it was around 20% overextended. Now let's go to where Bitcoin is now in the same exact Fibonacci retracement on these macro cyclical charts. This is what Bitcoin is currently right now as I do this video, around 12% overextended. So we're getting very close to just such an harmonious resistance area on this daily chart. And if you look at Bitcoin, if we pull it up to around 19-20%, where Bitcoin saw resistance back in 2017, the beginning of the bull market, that leads us right around just above $19,000 potential. That could be the potential huge resistance, but it could also be just that area where Bitcoin diverges and just disproves the whole overextended, overbought thing and just keeps going. That's the area to look for. And ironically, interestingly, if you go to the 6-hour chart, that is just around our target, if not just a little bit higher, that we've been talking on the 6-hour chart. And you can see Bitcoin has broken through the upper trend line of this rising wedge we've been talking about with a $19,000 target. Bitcoin just right now has basically hit the targets of our symmetrical triangle that we've been tracking as well. Back here, this was beginning of November, just to 4 days ago or so when we got the breakouts. Actually, this breakout was around 6 days ago. The upper trend line here, we hit our target. I think in today's video earlier, I mentioned if we hit the target, will Bitcoin see resistance? And just as of right now, Bitcoin just blew right through it. We haven't had that much overextension from that area, that resistance area, but the true heavy resistance area is pretty much between, I would say, this target, the rising wedge target, and that area that we just broke through. We're in it right now. And as Bitcoin approaches that weekly overbought chart that we've been talking about, we're approaching this area. And as Bitcoin approaches a very harmonious area to the resistance we saw in the last bull market entry right here, it's happening now on these charts right here up to $19,000. We're in this such a synergistic resistance area that for me, it's just exciting to watch what Bitcoin's going to do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what it's going to do. It could do what Litecoin Moses is saying. It could not care about being overbought. It could not care about hitting these resistance areas. It could keep going. And that's just something I'm watching, right? I'm enjoying the ride on the way up. I would love for it to keep going. I would love for there to be no dip. I've been talking about a dip lately just because historically this is around where we get some resistance and we get some type of consolidation. So I'm just kind of anticipating that. Interestingly enough, if you look at this daily chart as well, besides the similarities of overextension from this 786 line right here, and this is right now on the daily chart. If you bring this down and we go to the 50-day moving average here on the Bitcoin chart, that blue line, you can see Bitcoin, if it gets that high, will be about 45% overextended from the 50-day moving average. That is insane. We start getting cautious at 20 to 30% overextended. Currently, it's around 37% overextended. But if we hit that line up here, it's 40+% overextended. And what was Bitcoin back then from the 50-day moving average when it hit the resistance? Check this out. It was, and I'm moving the wrong line. I want to move the correct line. Hold on one second, everybody. If I could move the price range line. So we were 36% overextended before hitting that resistance and coming down. So Bitcoin just at such a similar area, and I would just love to see how this plays out. I absolutely love this. This is just fun to watch Bitcoin on the charts. Back to the 6-hour chart. Here's what's going on. Again, Targets, will Bitcoin hit the target up to right around $19,000? You know, it's right now that is not very far away from where Bitcoin is. We're looking at just less than 5% away from hitting $19,000. What will we wake up tomorrow? What will we wake up to tomorrow? I do not know. I do not know. I just know what I'm anticipating in terms of resistance. It is right here, right around $19,000. In terms of any type of short-term resistance, meaning like in the very short term, Bitcoin, curious to see how the 6-hour candle closes. Also curious to see if we get a revisit here to the apex of this rising wedge. It's another thing I'm looking for. And to give you some context into where that Fibonacci retracement is, I think I charted this earlier. It has moved up from the swing low before this move. Bitcoin Fibonacci retracement very confluent with that apex of that rising wedge right now in terms of potential throwback to the apex. Could be a pretty bullish move if Bitcoin does that, see support for continuation if Bitcoin's going to consolidate. So time will tell there. Everyone, just a reminder to you, a very, very important reminder to you. I'm not here to predict. I'm not here to tell you when to sell and when to buy back in. I'm here sharing the data, and more specifically, I'm here just sharing my journey in crypto with you as I track these charts. Yes, I wait for dips, especially even in bullish environments. The only time I'm going to buy is if Bitcoin's dipping, say 30% in a bullish environment. That's the only time. Right now, I'm enjoying the ride, everybody, and I hope you are too, because it's exciting. I mean, it's 11:30. Between recruiting all day and doing YouTube videos, Bitcoin is not letting me rest at all. This is the second video of the day. Hit that subscribe if you want to be a part of that journey, because it's fun. It's exciting. I hope you have an awesome day, rest of your night. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.